I was popping. It's your boy Big Rich. Easter Sunday, Passover Sunday. If you observe the faith, then may you and your family have a beautiful religious weekend. Big Rich is here to conduct a little afternoon business and drag at the weekly news. We haven't had an article in a bit, and I got some articles piling up. So let's get right into business. Gentlemen, you know the routine. Even on a Sunday, you wipe your feet on the rug and you throw some smoke in the atmosphere for the people who are no longer here, our loved ones and our missed ones. New York City is still dropping about close to 800 people a day. The streets this morning, I have not seen them as empty as I've seen them today, but it is Easter, so everybody's home. Maybe they're doing virtual mass or, whatever it is that people do. Let's get right into business. Salute to my boy Church Ave for sending me this article right out of The Guardian. Mafia distributes food to Italy's struggling residents. Organized crime groups offer support to quarantine families who have run out of cash. As Italy struggles to pull its economy through the coronavirus crisis, the Mafia is gaining local support by distributing free food to poor families in quarantine who have run out of cash, authorities have warned. In recent weeks, videos have surfaced of known mafia gangs delivering essential goods to Italians hit hard by the coronavirus emergency across the poorest southern regions of Campania, Calabria, Sicily, and Puglia, as tensions rise across the country. Quote, for over a month, shops, cafes, and restaurants and pubs have been closed. Nicola Gratteri, anti-mafia investigator and head of the prosecutor's office in Catanzaro, told The Guardian. Millions of people work in the gray economy, which means that they haven't received any income in more than a month and have no idea when they might return to work. The government is issuing so-called shopping vouchers to support people. If the state doesn't step in soon to help these families, the mafia will provide its services, imposing their control over people's lives. The ramifications of the lockdown in Italy are affecting the estimated 3.3 million in Italy who work off the books. Of those, more than 1 million live in the South, according to the most recent figures from CGIA Mestre, a Venice-based small business association. There have been reports of small shop owners being pressured to give food for free, while police are patrolling supermarkets in some areas to stop thefts. Videos of people in Sicily protesting against the government's stalled response or beating their fists outside banks are going viral and throwing fuel on the crisis, a fire the mafia is more than willing to stoke. From the first signals of mounting social unrest, the Italian Minister of Interior, Luciana Lamorgese, said the mafia could take advantage of the rising poverty, swooping in to recruit people to its organization, or simply stepping in to distribute free food parcels of pasta, water, flour, and milk. In recent days, the police in Naples have intensified their presence in the poorest quarters of the city, where men tied to the Camorra, the Neapolitan mafia, have organized home delivery of food parcels. Magistrates have already begun an investigation against a group of people who were questioned while distributing food to local residents. In Palermo, according to La Repubblica, the brother of a Cosa Nostra boss allegedly distributed food to the poor in the Zen neighborhood, an area with an established mafia presence. When the news broke, the man defended himself on Facebook, claiming that he was only doing charitable work and attacking the journalist who first reported the news. Mafias are not just criminal organizations, Federico Varese, a professor of criminology at the University of Oxford, said. They are organizations that aspire to govern territories and markets. Commentators often focus on the financial aspect of mafias, but they tend to forget that their strength comes from having a local base from which to operate. The question of distributing food parcels is a tactic as old as the mafia itself, where in the south of Italy, bosses have customarily presented themselves to the people as benefactors and local power brokers, initially without asking for anything in return. Mafia bosses considered their cities as their own fiefdom, Gratteri said. The bosses know very well that in order to govern, they need to take care of the people in their territory, and they do it by exploiting the situation to their advantage. In the people's eyes, a boss who knocks on the door offering free food is a hero, And the boss knows that he can then count on the support of these families when necessary when, for example, the mafia sponsors a politician for election who will further their criminal interests. Dozens of investigations in the South have led to the arrest of politicians who have aided and abetted the mafia, who were elected with the support of local mafiosi who forced citizens to vote for them in exchange for services such as simple food parcels. Varese said, "These handouts by the mafias are not gifts. The mafia does not do anything out of its kind heart. They are favors that everyone will have to pay back in some form or another by aiding and abetting a fugitive, holding a gun, dealing drugs, and the like of other things." Now, let me just say something really quick. If the government can't do its job and get food for the people, hungry stomachs are not going to be obedient. They're going to have to do what they have to do to feed themselves and their children. Now, we all know that the 1%, the politicians, or whoever they are, they're not suffering from this. It's the poorest of the poorest people. Regardless of why the mafia is doing it, how is the mafia being able to bring food to these people, but the government is not? That's all I got to say. That's it. That's all I got to say. And if you was to help feed my children and take care of my family during a crisis, then I definitely owe you something in the future. May it be a vote or a favor or look the other way. Who knows what it is? But I am in your debt if you can help me feed my kids. That's how the thinking goes throughout the world. You know, there's different rules when you're poor. There's rules for when you're rich, and there's rules for when you're poor. That's all I got to say. Consider what happened to El Chapo, the Mexican narco, said Gratteri. He trafficked tons of cocaine and commissioned the murder of hundreds of people, but in his hometown, he was known for his benevolence because people said that he had provided medicines to families or built roads. The same things happen here. This week, Italy's anti-mafia prosecutor's office said bosses would offer their virtually endless criminal capital to businesses in need and then swallow them up. Then they will use those businesses for money laundering profits from the criminal activities. Varese said the mafias might be able to benefit in other ways from the current lockdown, and especially from the future when Italians will all be able to return to work, spend more money, and get the economy on its feet again. But surely, the story exemplified by the handouts of food parcels in Palermo and Naples show their true nature, and it tells us why they are so dangerous. Salute to Lorenzo Tando in Palermo. Great article, Lorenzo. Right out of The Guardian. Salute. The Guardian's a pretty big international website when it comes to news articles. And yeah, so first of all, this is an NWN presentation. Big Rich, Team Ruckus, you know how we do. Salute to Church Ave for getting me the article. Appreciate that. And everybody enjoy your holiday weekend. If you observe the faith, for those that do, happy Easter, happy Passover. May you be well. May you be blessed and chosen. And health is pure wealth, right? Don't forget, let me know what you're smoking on. Leave some comments in the room, like, comment, share. Everybody have a good day. Salute.